Let's talk about discussing the wild robot with your kid. I am Mary Wilson, a book club teacher on Outschool. And this month, my 8 to 10-year-old book club discussed the wild robot. So I thought I would share some ideas for discussion if you want to read and discuss this book with your children at home. The big thing that we focused on in book club is the fact that The Wild Robot is a science fiction book. So this was a great opportunity to review the elements of science fiction with kids. I have them listed out, and when parents sign up for my class, they get those in their packet. You can find elements online. But one of the first ones we talked about is that in a science fiction book, the characters do not have to be human. Hence, the wild robot. But the characters in the story should be relatable. So that was the question we discussed. How was Roz, the robot, who is the main character in the story, how was she relatable to us? We talked about things like her emotions, how she tried to make friends, that she felt worry and concern for Bright Bill, who she was basically a mother to, that she had fears and worries, even though they weren't emotions. She would say things like, close to being fear and that sort of thing. So we could relate to all of those kinds of things she was feeling and expressing in the book. And that's the kind of discussion we had about that. It's a great opportunity if you want to mention character traits to your kids to talk about what Roz was actually like as well. All right. We also talked about the setting. In a science fiction book, the setting is typically futuristic or a past that is unlike our own. So this setting was definitely futuristic. So I asked the kids, to talk about what are some of the ways that they knew this book was set in the future. Because honestly, we spend most of our time on this island. And a lot about the island feels very familiar to the woods and settings that we have experienced. So we talked about the robot. We talked about some of the things that the geese saw when they were migrating, what they saw on the mainland. Some big futuristic hints there. And the methods of transportation and the robots that show up at the end, the recos, all of that was part of our discussion about the setting and some of the clues that let us know that it was in the future. We also talked about the science facts that were included in this book. Yeah, there was a lot of technology, but also just facts about animals and the animal kingdom, about ecology. So we talked about how the animals camouflaged, the possums playing dead, the geese migrating, the fact that hibernation was part of the story. So all these different science facts that were included in the book. And then two more quick things. I know I usually give you at least 3 things to discuss. I'm going to shove 2 more in here at the end. Talk about the illustrations. There are such beautiful illustrations throughout this book. And ask your kids what they added to the experience. Did they have a favorite? How did it help with the storytelling? And then I did ask the kids about the ending of the book. Did they agree with Roz's decision at the end? I don't want to say what she decided in case you haven't read it yet. Don't want to give that away, but you can ask them if they agree with her and how they felt about the ending. Would they change it in some way? All right. And then, of course, you can now go see the movie. You'll find a link down below to a list of questions you can use to compare the book to the movie. And you can use that after going and viewing the movie. Now, right now, my 8 to 10-year-old book club on Outschool does have a wait list. You can check out the class description below and the book list for the year. If you want to join the wait list, you can send me a message and I can add your child's name. All right, happy reading and discussing.